This video I show you 30 minutes of what I could gather in 30 minutes. And a little bit of more time, I could have had a whole bunch of cattails, stalks and roots and a lot of different other things that I just passed by. I wasn't going to use it at that time. But you can really gather a lot of food. It's very, very easy. It's not as hard as you think it is. And I hope you enjoy this video.
Hello, this is Michael Griffin for the Outdoor Survival. I went out today for a 30-minute time limit to see what I could gather, just to show you how easy this can be. It is on the 5th of May, so Cinco de Mayo. I noticed that there were wild blueberries, and less than 10 minutes, I got this many wild blueberries. I mean, that's a pretty good thing right there. What you want to do is you want to put it in water. The reason why I'm putting it in water is I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little debris floating up. You just let that come on up to the surface. A lot of times you'll see spiders and stuff, and you can just skim all that off. And usually the unripe berries will float a little bit. Doesn't matter, it's still good anyway. Also went out there and got, some people call this sarsaparilla. Some people call it cat briar. Green briar is another thing. You'll see this growing down in the swamp. It'll be as thick as this. It's a vine that grows straight up in the tree. Very sharp thorns. You can see the thorns there, but these are soft right here. You can actually eat those. And this is the green beans of the woods. This literally tastes like green beans. And all I would do after washing it, just come over here, just chop it up into little pieces. And you want to make sure that it is a smilex subspecies. You don't want to be gathering just anything. A lot of times poison ivy will wrap around there. When you see poison ivy wrapped around it, just go to a different plant. Don't go to that one. A little bit of poison ivy in you will shut your throat. This is so common in the East Coast that you can gather this every day of the year from spring to fall. And basically have enough green bean stuff to have food. It's part of the lily family, which would be the garlics and the onions and stuff like that. But it doesn't taste like that. It tastes literally like green beans. Right now, I already got that much in the salad bowl. Got a little baby one here too. And also, right now, these are grape tendrils, vines that are the actual tip shoots that are growing, and those are just as edible too. And you can take those and just chop them up with your hand and throw them up in the bowl too. Then I have the wild onions. A lot of people would know what this is the moment they smell it. But basically, all you're going to do is you're going to strip this all the way down. Over the sink so that this little piece will come off. And basically you're just going to peel this off and whammo. It's all clean. You don't even have to wash it. You just chop those roots off. And there you go. You got that little onion there that you can chop up. And just put that in there. Here's a tricky one that I love. Anybody that knows anything about milk thistle, it's really good for your liver. But this is part of the aster family and the the artichoke tribe. And it is kin to the artichoke. This is called bull thistle. And we'll know it by the big purple flowers over here. But inside there's an actual thing to eat. The leaves, you can just chop off, just like that. You can do this while you're in the woods. If you don't want the leaves, you just leave all that there. But what you're doing here is you're taking a stalk, that's the green part, and you basically got a piece of celery. And all you would do, you have these little fine hairs that are actually on there, and you just scrape it off, just like that. I don't know if you can see that. Just go all the way down. Now this is a little bit fibrous than celery, but that's okay. Once you get most of this down to the core, it's going to be a little bit more forgiving. It's not going to be as fibrous. As you can tell, there's the fiber in there. keep going around. It's a great water snack when you're hiking. If you need water and you don't have water, this is a definitely edible plant right there that can be eaten on. But you come up to the top, and you basically, But down inside there's an edible core that's very delicious. Got that celery taste to it. It's not hinge of celery, that's part of the parsley family, but very similar to that. All those thorns are gone. You're getting all that water and a nice celery taste. You can actually chop this up and use it for a tea as well. It's good for a lipid cleanser. Now you got the flower here. These are a little bit too small, but I'm going to try this, see if I can show you. So basically you're going to cut this off there at the bottom. And right there's the heart, like you would think in an artichoke. And basically, you need gloves for this. Basically coming in there, ripping all that off. You see that? And rip all this off. Indians use that for blowgun darts. But so you can see all the little tiny seeds. Now, you can eat the seeds if you want to, but these have gone past due. These are woody. But don't throw them out because you can save them and make tea just like you would on a milk thistle. But once you come all the way down here to the bottom, like I said, these are too small to be worth it. Some of these get pretty big, at least about the size of $1. This one's more like the size of a dime. So, but basically you're going to end up with a little fuzzy thing there, and you just clean that up. Wish you could see that, but if I can do it with my hand better. Basically you're just scraping all that fuzz off, and up under there you have a heart, just like you would have in a artichoke. This is a little bit of work to do, especially for a little one like this. It's almost not worth it. But if you were starving, you could easily eat this. If you just keep peeling that fuzz off, and you can either boil it or just eat it raw. Just said this one really isn't worth it. But you end up with a piece of artichoke just like that. Speaking of smile, you think of sarsaparilla. Had to just like a green, very delicious. Also, found this thing that looks like 4-leaf clover, but it's got little yellow flowers on it. Sometimes you'll see lavender flowers, purple flowers. That is wood sorrel, not clover, and it has oxalic acid in it, just like you'd see in spinach and rhubarb. So you can't eat a lot, but if you eat just a little bit of it, it's got very lemony flavor. So you can just throw that in a salad just for a lemon zest little taste to it. And that's actually pretty good. And then for the salad green, if you want to even go farther with this on the thistle, now thistle's extremely healthy for you. Now, you can see all those thorns; those aren't going away. So the best thing to do is either have a pair of scissors or have a tedious little time and just trim all the way around that. And you end up with a salad green. The younger they are, the better. A lot of times the younger they are, they don't have the thorns that'll stick you as much. You can almost eat the thorns as well. But once they get to the flowering stage, it's already past the leaf phase. But this is one of the leaf phase, close to the leaf phase. The leaf phase leaves get about like this big, and they're a little bit more easy to trim. But you can cook it like a turnip green. Extremely good for your liver. Come over here. Oh, blackberry. That is a spider on it. But blackberry tip shoots are in season right now. And with this, you can literally just throw it in, chop it up, and make a tea with this. This is very good for women. But you can have a good tea. As you can see, it's a little wilting right now. When you're in the woods, a hunter and gatherer would eat as he went, because as a plant wilts, a lot of plants will actually produce cyanide in it. And if you ate it, you literally get sick or it literally kill yourself. So they would eat as they went. You can literally take the blackberry shoot top. It does well. You throw it in your salad. It's a little bitter, maybe a little bit too bitter for most people. That one was extremely bitter, but it's definitely edible. You get some vitamin A and vitamin C out of it. The blackberries are coming in right now, so another week, blackberries will be coming in. Blueberries will still be producing most of the summer, up until at least August. But the leaves you can definitely make a tea in. So, but you want to dry this out as soon as possible. So the best thing to do if you were out in the woods and you knew you were coming back to somewhere, just clip a bunch of it and let it dry in the sun. And that way it won't turn into cyanide. Also clipped a bunch of pine needles. Now this is the tip growth. It's already past due. If it was still green down here at the base, I just literally peel all those and eat it. It's actually kind of sweet and sappy at the same time, but very edible. I mean, kind of like a sappy green bean almost. But the needles, you just chew, and you'll instantly taste that almost like a citric acid, almost like taste, like you would taste in a very sour grapefruit. So it's high in vitamin C. If you actually wanted to, on the bigger leaves, when you pull the bottoms off of the leaves, you'll get the little white core there. That's actually edible. I mean, that's delicious. Anybody has never tried that, the young ones, they just pull off pretty easy. You can see what I'm doing there. I'm just pulling that little brown sheath right off and just hold them down, and it just comes right off. And there you go. Very good, very tasty. More vitamin C in that than a whole carton of orange juice. In reality, I got a whole bowl of salad. Here I got the blueberries. You just scrape it up. And the key thing about a blueberry, a wild blueberry, everybody knows that a blueberry has the little star. You're not going to be able to see that, but there's that little star shape that's on the bottom. You want to make sure that's there. I've been doing this for 20 years, and I check every time I do it. And then I'll squeeze it, and I'll look for that familiar whitish red color, and I'll look and see if it has many seeds. You gotta taste it, and does it have that blueberry taste? Now, some other plants, huckleberries and stuff that look like some deer huckleberries are so bitter. The moment you bite it, you're gonna spit it out, so you know it's gonna be bad. If it doesn't have that star on it, be careful, because that's normally going to be a buckthorn, and buckthorns are used in medicine as a major laxative on the over-the-counter drugs, kind of like Seneca, but which is from senna. But another thing is, a black currant would have round with no star, but it's going to have a little pointer. You know, it's going to have the berry that's right here, and it's going to have like this little pointy thing that's coming out that looks almost like a pointy hair. And that's a currant right there. So as long as you keep with the star, you're pretty much going to know. Most rose families have a star on it, on the bottom of it. And most rose family fruits are edible. I can't think of one right now that's actually poisonous. But as long as you keep that in mind, you'll be all right. Hope you enjoy this video. Thank you very much. Bye.
I forgot to mention the gallberry of the holly family. It's a blueberry. It's going to have a little, on the end, it's going to have a little apex thing sticking out. And it's going to be milly. Anytime you get a milly berry, do not eat. Any holly family will kill children for sure. So be very careful of that. Anytime you ever bite down on a berry that's bitter, that you thought was a blueberry, spit it out as soon as possible.